The poinsettia tree is back where it belongs. Since mid-November, visitors to the mall have been greeted by the familiar sight of the towering structure in Center Court. This is news because last year there was no tree. The idea of Columbia Mall without a poinsettia tree didn't sit well with many Columbians. Claire Lay, a longtime Columbia resident who doesn't really consider herself an activist, successfully spearheaded a campaign to bring back the 36-year tradition. Letters to the editor, press coverage, a petition, and a peaceful gathering that included donations of poinsettia plants at this site got the attention of General Growth Properties. Its newly appointed manager, Greg Ham, responded quickly and promised that the tree would be back in 2008. I caught up with Claire Lay recently to find out her reaction. This is a photograph of the tree when it was first installed in '72.
The first tree.
First tree.
Yeah, I remember that.
So, tell me, how does it make you feel seeing the tree this year?
It makes me feel very, very good. I'm so happy it's back because it gives just a sense of stability that it's still here.
What did the tree mean to you?
It meant, first of all, it meant, especially for the little ones, you know, that the holiday season was coming and that it was a unique thing to Columbia. It was a tradition that we look forward to every year. So seeing it back after its absence is very rewarding.
I know you've said you don't consider yourself an activist, but you were in this situation. So what lesson did you learn?
I think that I learned that if you approach a situation like this in a calm and peaceful and respectful manner, that things work much better.
Well, thank you very much. It gives a little personal history. The original poinsettia tree was designed in 1972 by Leroy Brown. He was a landscape manager for the Rouse Company. The Columbia Mall was a year old and the Rouse Company was looking for a creative holiday display. Brown and his team developed the supporting structure and the intricate watering system. Andy Adams of Ten Oaks Nursery was in charge of getting the 685 poinsettias grown to specific proportions. Back then, the tree was built on Thanksgiving Day so it would be ready to greet the Black Friday shoppers. That meant working on the holiday for Brown and his team. I had a chance to talk with Leroy's daughter, Ellen Nathan. She remembers being here on Thanksgiving Day. How did you find out about the fact that the tree was not up last year?
Actually, Barbara, it was really rather ironic. I had just moved back to town a few months earlier, and a very dear friend of mine who was like a second daughter to my father called me and said, "Grab the paper, the poinsettia tree's in it." I read the article only to find that it was about the poinsettia tree not being.
I'd like to get a little bit of the first-hand story of how the tree came to be.
Oh, that was a memorable night. Dad had told me earlier that he had this great plan for a new exhibit, but this was long distance. I was living in St. Louis, and I had come in for Thanksgiving along with both of my brothers. We rescheduled our holiday early in the day and then all went out to the mall. And a mall is a very strange place when it's dark and empty. We come in and there are hundreds of poinsettias around. The superstructure was up and we were quickly told to stand on the side. And the men set to work and they had to bring all the right height plants in for each level. And as the night went on, it grew later and later and the situation got more and more tense. And it was clear that it was going to be 3 or 4 in the morning before they finished, unless they had more help. And so gradually I was allowed to hand the plants, and my brothers also, and finally they needed small people to climb the superstructure. And I fortunately spent the rest of the evening climbing it and putting watering leads in and really becoming part of the team.
Well, it's truly beautiful. It was beautiful then from the pictures. It's beautiful today, and I hope you get a chance to see it.
I'm heading right over now. I'm really looking forward to it.
Thank you.
Barbara, thank you.
It's more than a display of holiday plants. It's a reminder of another tradition we hold dear in Columbia, being involved in the community. Wishing all of you a very happy holiday season. Thanks for tuning in. Join me again next month as we continue to explore Columbia.